All right, family, I want to welcome you all to another version of the Family Tree. Put your hands
Yeah, buddy.
All right, hope everybody's doing well and everybody's doing good. This is Hump Day, but we're going to open up and we're going to talk about everything and anything that's going with holistic health. Hope you all can, got your pens and pads ready. We're going to go on a little ride this evening. And what we're going to do is we do it with decency and respect. There are no dumb questions, right? No dumb questions.
Yes, sir.
What's the dumb question? The one you didn't ask.
Don't answer. Don't ask.
All right. So we're going to get things started in a little bit. And before we get started here, I want to give out a shout out to my host with the most. That's over there, Big. And let's get your hand over there.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Big B. How you doing there, buddy?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm doing really, really well.
Good.
It's right now. It's just called putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, that's right. One foot in front of the other. That's right. And we got Prophetess over there.
Yes,
Prophetess Lisa. Hey.
There you go. Thank God. That's what's up.
All right. And I want to say, let's get started. We're going to go right on in. I'm going to come off on the music side here. And what we're going to do to start talking off today, we're going to talk about a lot that's going on. Lots going on in the world. I mean, when the head of everything gets COVID, now it's got another situation going on. All right, before we get started, let's get a couple of things that are in the house, sort of housekeeping things. I want to thank, number one, all those that participated with the 5-mile walk that supported me. And I'm going to get those names because I have a list of names of people that just came in and supported us. We have every year a 5-mile walk for the homeless. And it tends to be that people forget about the homeless and what's going on with the COVID. And I just want to give a shout out. Now, there may be other people that have supported me that I may not have your name. So please don't get mad at me if I don't mention your name. But I want to say a shout out to Tawanda, Zoe Jones, Cheryl Johnson, Jacqueline Taylor, Kamara Jordan, and Margaret. All right, let's give them a hand, y'all. Thank you so much for supporting me on the walk. My son and I went, and we did actually walk.
walked. Hey, y'all, I was worried about your brother. I heard
because we were running, actually.
I said, Jared, pick him up.
He said,
oh boy!
So we had a great time, and we're going to be doing other things with Chosen 300 Ministry. If you don't know about it, please look up chosen300ministries.org. It's a great foundation that's doing a lot of good things for the community. We're always the ones on the Parkway feeding the the homeless. Y'all remember that?
Right.
Brian, actually, he took a little flack from the city because he was not, at that point in time, he was feeding the hungry. And they got mad because he was out there. They said it was too much. We don't want all these folks out here on the Parkway. They're making it look bad. So he really took a hit, and he finally got a building. First building was on Spring Garden Street, and then from there, they branched out into different parts of the city. So give a shout out to Brian Jenkins and to that whole crew. And anything we have, we want to try to make sure we highlight and focus on that. So Prophecies, you put in there, the website. You can still always donate to Chosen 300. You can also, they're in need of food, clothing, anything that you can support for the mission. It would be greatly appreciated. All right, and they're around the world too. Big B, they're around the world, man.
No kidding. That's what's up.
Absolutely, yep, absolutely. Also, Prophetess, you got something to talk about tomorrow, right? What we doing tomorrow? You got something going on tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow, Dr. Paul will be at Eagle's Nest doing the same thing that he is doing here with Family Tree. So if you didn't get enough of your questions answered, come on and join us over at Eagle's Nest Christian Fellowship, where the group will be a little bit smaller and you may be able to get your questions taken care of. And I will put that login information in the chat box.
All right.
Yes, and Prophetess, can you give them a number if because we have a lot of folks that are dialing in from their phone.
Sure.
Is there a telephone number that they can dial in and just listen? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will put in both the Zoom ID and the phone number.
Okay, can you mention it out? Because those that can't actually see us right now, they may be listening, can you just mention that number for them?
I have to look for it first.
Okay, well, you'll get it at some point in time. I'm
Yes.
going to put the pressure on you.
Okay,
So
thank you.
before we leave out, we'll grab that number for the family. But join us, the Eagles Nest, family ministry. We always been doing this. How long we been doing this, Prophetess? How many we doing this?
A long time.
A long time. Dr. Paul first started having his men's group there long before the women started asking for their own class. And I did first group of women. We were the first group of women that started having the women's class, and then having women's classes other places.
Yes.
You know what, Dr. Paul, I saw just the other day. Now I got to find it. You remember that one of the first classes we did when I videotaped it?
Yes, you did.
I still had that. I just saw it the other day. I'll have to have that.
You need to throw that up on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm saying, if I can find it, I'll put it up there, because that was an off the hook.
Yes,
it was a celebration is what it was, guys.
Yes, it was. It was drumming. We had the drummers. We had everything. It was an African celebration. We did what's called the 8 bowl ceremony.
Yeah.
If you don't know what an 8 bowl ceremony, if you never participated with an 8 bowl ceremony, it is a considered rites of passage for our African culture. It is a rites of passage that happen usually when a child reached the age, young boy, young girl, reached the age of about somewhere around 12, 13 years old. Mm-hmm. And then we did a rites of passage, which means 8 bowl ceremony. So every bowl you would go by, and each one represented something. Maybe I can actually introduce y'all to the 8 bowl ceremony and how it teaches us how to deal with all the levels of life are in those 8 bowls. So, for example, one would be like lemon, which represented the bitter times. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then you might have something like honey for the sweet times in life. And then it'll have another bowl with cayenne pepper. And the cayenne represents the hot and critical times in life.
Yeah.
So, and when you go through it, it represents that. And that's where we taught each other how to deal with life and cope with life. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. We need to go over those things to kind of remember from which we come. All right, let's get started, family. Down on your menu bar, you see a reaction bar. You can click that. If you want to participate this evening, you can just raise your hand after you hit the raise bar, and you put your hand up. We'll ask your question. No dumb questions, right? Only dumb questions, the one you didn't ask.
That's right.
And from that, we'll try to get the questions. Either Prophet is down there or Big B will grab those, and he's going to be fielding all questions, and Prophet is going to be plugging them in there. So we'll try to make sure we get your question answered. If we don't know the answer, we'll try to get it for you. How about that?
Yes.
No better place to get it from your family. That's why we call it the family tree, because it's an ancient concept that goes back to gathering around the sacred tree. The sacred tree represented the family, the roots, the foundation, and the leaves, the stems, all of it represented the family. And so from that, we know that that's where you can get all your answers and questions to anything that's going on in life. So from that, we're going to get started. If you are someone that's listening by phone and you missed the prompt that says to hit this particular number if you want to actually ask a question, it's okay. Just let us know, and we'll try to let us know you're on phone, and we'll try to get you in. All right.
Yes,
you can also put your questions in the chat box.
Yep.
And we'll get those answered also. All right, family? So let's get started, Big B. What's going on your side over there, buddy? Tell us what's going on with our numbers, man, from around the world.
As always, guys, from my very favorite website, that's encode2019.live. That's encode, that's NCOV2019.live. After a little over 3 minutes ago, our total confirmed cases is 542,160,368. Total critical, 36,239. Total deceased, 6,335,070. Total active cases, 25,504,630. Here's our mental health moment, Dr. B. All right. Total recovered, guys. Bang, 510,122,457.
Woo! Lot of folks, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's a lot of folks, man.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of folks, man.
A lot of people.
Why are we not hearing this? We got to hear this. People need that level of encouragement.
Yes, indeed.
With what's going on right now. I was looking at a study that was talking about the post-traumatic effects of COVID on our children right
Ooh,
now, and a
yes.
lot of the children are going through a lot of post-traumatic stress issues, and we're getting children that are becoming very suicidal. They're becoming suicidal because of the lack of association and connection with people. So it's becoming a problem, but we're all, we have to really start to recognize the good things, try to accent the positive, and those things can really help. Makes a difference to sit down with your young ones. So if you have a young one in your life, whether it's your children, or it's your grandchildren,
Yes,
or it's
yes.
your niece, your nephew, you might want to grab them just to see what's going on with them. Talk to them.
To
Got it?
grab and hug them just
Yep, grab
because.
them just because. That's right. Just
because.
because. All right, so we're going to start off with some questions. And Big B, you have anything on that side? What you got over there, buddy?
Yeah, I got a couple of things here. First of all, one of the first questions is, what is the name of the COVID-19 saliva tester that you suggest using?
Yes, that's called Saliva Direct. That's what it's called, Saliva Direct. Now, if you are interested in, I would check with Enon, my church over at Enon, which is 2800, and that's Cheltenham, that's Avenue. You can actually do a Saliva Direct test. It's usually Tuesday and Thursday, I remember, but you may want to just call over to Enon and ask what is the days in which you can get that done. Because now that schools are closing because of the summer break, some of them may or may not be testing. And a lot of our youth have summer jobs, and they still need to get tested.
Yes,
some of them have to be tested on a regular basis, or you may be having to be tested. A lot of those that are caregivers have to get tested, or you may work in a office facility where you've already have considered taking, you've actually have a exemption from the vaccine. So you would need to get a regular testing. So that would be something that you would do. Also for traveling, if you're traveling. So I would say we can say go ahead on over it and get that number. And let me see if I can give a number for Enon real quickly. And you can just call up and ask. It's usually in the Family Life Center. We have a Family Life Center. That's 215-276-7200. That's the main number. And you can ask the question. They usually, sure, 215-276.
You dropped out, Dr. Paul. Can you repeat that?
Did I drop out?
Yes, you did.
Out. I'm sorry. 215-276-7200. You got it?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah, this mic. I don't know if this mic is cutting in and out. All right, so let's go with the first question. You got a question?
Yeah, Anthony's he's the first one up on the top. Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Paul, I don't know if you heard that coming into the United States, they lifted the having to be COVID tested.
That is correct. But remember, other countries may or may not have that same policy. So you may have to get that latest test as early as you can, for traveling. Yes, they did lift it for that, and they're going to look at that. They're going to reevaluate it. I don't know if y'all heard, though. They said they're going to reevaluate it in 30 days. So it may change. So it's based on the activity of what's happening around the world, and of course what's happening here in the United States. So keep up on it, okay?
Two quick questions, Dr. Paul. What can I substitute for syrup, and what is your comment on wheat germ?
What can you substitute for syrup?
For syrup.
Well,
I like ginseng.
No syrup.
Atoll.
Anthony, you gotta watch it. If you're dealing with syrup of any kind, if you're insulin resistance, you gotta watch concentration. Remember, even though, and this is one thing that's very important. I'll get folks that say, you know what, I don't do none of that stuff, doc. I don't do nothing. But when they sit down, their insulin levels are like crazy, and it's like, well, I don't know what it is. Well, what it is this: you can have non-GMO, you can have gluten-free. You can have every certification of kosher and everything, but remember, if it's anything that's dried out, or basically no moisture, it's concentrated, and that's not good for you.
Yes.
You got it? So, Anthony, that's a loaded question there, buddy. I would say, make sure you, number one, if you're doing this, you remember what makes syrup is the fact that they pull the hydration off of it. So some syrups run faster than others, but you still got to watch it if you're diabetic. You watch the concentration. If there's anything other than that, I mean, really, so, the overall big question should be, Anthony, what are you putting the syrup on?
Well, pancakes. Pancakes.
They're probably worse than the syrup.
What about raw agave? Raw.
No, but that's the same thing. Agave is thicker than syrup, So agave is a nectar. So, but here's the thing. I want y'all to hear me. If you're someone that's diabetic, just be careful. Got it? You can get there are versions of better quality syrups, and you can go right to non-GMOproject.org, and you can download that, and you can pull up the ones that are non-GMO, the long one with the chemicals. There are some good ones out there. But, still, that doesn't give a license for anyone who has diabetes to just go to like, yo, that's me. No. I don't want to say that. Be careful, okay? Just be understanding. Take it in consideration. All right?
What's your take on wheat germ?
Well, wheat germ is good, but the problem is what they're doing to the wheat germ. Just make sure you go to that website. Make sure it's a wheat germ that's non-GMO. Got it? They are modifying the wheat, just like all the grains, very highly with sprays and chemicals. So be careful. I would say go to the website. There's also another website called Institute. Write this down. Institute for Responsible Technology.
Yeah.
Got it? That's a great website. If you want to know anything about this whole, 101 when it comes to GMOs, if you want to get the latest list on the toxicity levels, and when somebody says, well, what's a GMO? I don't know what it is. I don't know about all that GMO stuff. Send them to this website right here. That's the one you send them to, because it will give you everything in detail. What a GMO, when they take the two principles from, two species and they mix them together, how they do it, the whole process of it, the irresponsibility of it, all of that goes in there. So go to that website, Institute for Responsible Technology.org. I believe it's an organization, But that's the same guy that actually does the non-GMO project.org.
Yes.
Same one. Yeah. So, Anthony, I would say, one more thing. I would say, be careful. When you're dealing with any and all grains, people tend to have what's called a lectin issue. Lectin, Lectin. Lectin means that people are having issues with their gut, which means you're not assimilating. So if you are someone who is already diabetic and you have issues with insulin resistance, watch out for those things also, because you may be having a lectin issue. That means nightshades, grains, nuts, also beans, things like that. That's when the plant says, well, you know what? I'm going to put a protecting coating over my seedlings. And what I'm going to do is make this seedlings, I'm going to put this extra protein on it. So if any invader comes in and eats my seedlings, it's going to make them sick. And that's what happens. That's why you got to take beans and you got to, You got to cook them for how long? You got to cook them for a long time. What you're trying to do is denature the lectin so that you can digest it. Because normally the plant makes it so tough that you can't break it down in your system. So that's why we say if you're going to have beans, things like that, you want to probably go with beans, and you would probably want to pressure cook them. Got it? Pressure cook them. All right? So keep that in mind there, Anthony. All right?
Paul, can I give a little insight as far as the low glycemic sweetener? There's a sweetener that I use. It's called Dulceti. And you could get it at Mom's or in the Whole Foods. And it's made from apples.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there.
I come a couple times a week.
Which
And it
one?
has,
Just a second, Dr. Paul.
Yeah,
And-
hold on. Mute yourself, family. Mute yourself there.
Yes, can everyone, Michelle and Derek, mute yourself, please.
Yeah, I got him. I muted him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's good.
It's Michelle in too.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle. All right.
Okay.
Okay, we good.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so who had the what we had? We had a question. Who had the question?
No,
Somebody was making a point.
you just fine. You were talking about the oh gosh, my brain just went off.
Judith, it's
Judith,
Judith.
yeah,
She's showing
Judith.
you. She's showing you.
yeah, I was sharing about the low glycemic sweetener. I've been using this for about 5 years, and it's only about 2 grams of sugar in here. It's made from pure apples. It may
Okay.
cost you a little bit, around $7, but it goes a long ways.
Okay, what's the name of it?
It's called DOLCEDI,
Okay.
low glycemic sweetener from apples.
Okay, got it.
It's very,
All
very
right.
good.
All right, so I'll take a look at it and I'll report back on it. Okay.
All right,
And
thank you.
we'll see what's going on there. You know,
Okay.
you still have to, family, we gotta read. We gotta read.
Yes, yes.
Read. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
yeah, I'm looking at a note here on that issue. It says that those particular products, they should cause a minimal rise in blood sugar levels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's right. The ones that you got to watch out. See, the latest, I'm going to tell you the latest of the latest is going to be that maltodextrin.
Yes.
Remember I told you all the top of the list is that maltodextrin and that what's called maltodextrin resistance. It's a resistant form of it that's causing, and you can find it in usually corn fiber or tapioca fiber. Those are the two that you got to watch out for. That's the sort of new frontier when it comes to sweeteners.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using that one as a protein. They're trying to use that as a fiber, as sort of a fiber. And it's synthetic. It's a straight synthetic. And people are they're really investing high numbers into that. So this one is non-GMO verified. So it's the website I just mentioned. It is vegan. It is kosher. It is also USD organic. My only concern is that still, remember, someone that has diabetes, you got to be very careful. Still with dehydration, you must drink water. Got it? You must drink water. There's no substitute for not drinking water. All right? Okay, thank you, Jude. Appreciate you.
Okay, we've got. Wait a minute, Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul.
Yep.
Guess who I see?
Who you see?
I see Helen up there in the corner. I haven't seen Helen for a longer. Girl, where you been? I'm gonna get in your business. How you doing?
She like she about to prepare dinner back there. That's what she looking like she's doing. What's up, Helen?
Good to see you, Helen.
Good. Good to see you too. How are you doing?
We're doing
I know.
well.
Hey.
Bill, how's
Yeah,
everybody?
I'm doing well. Shucks, I'm trying to get thin like Dr. Paul. Well, hallelujah.
Great.
Crazy.
Yeah, I have some questions for you. I've been out there, looking in the market and, things is very high. I'm not sure if you can see everything. You see this juice here, Dr. Paul? What do you think of it?
What does it say? Suja?
Suja.
Suja. Yes.
Okay. Tell me about
It's got a lot of, well, it's got cucumber, celery, grapefruit, green chard, lettuce. It's a lot of good stuff in it, but it's got purified water in it. But it's got a lot of leafy vegetables in it. The sodium is 45.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just take my background down in the back because you might not be able to see. Let me just turn it the other way.
Yeah. That's okay. I think I have it right here. I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to pull that up there. Let's see here. Suja. Cold press. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it may be very good. Only there's just a couple of things to be careful of. When they're, of course, they use a preservative for them. You got to watch what they're preserving it with. That's it. That's the main thing. I try to just.
And I got my bread.
Mm-hmm.
My Dave's Kill bread. I got that.
Man, let me tell y'all.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, when I hear that, that
Bad
told
or
me this.
good?
Let me tell y'all.
Did-
That
oh.
Dave's Killer Bread is a killer.
Oh no.
Oh, Lord.
It was good.
Huh? No. That's what I'm saying. It's a killer meaning good.
Oh,
It's
great.
really,
I'm doing
it's
something right.
really a good bread.
Okay.
I mean, it is really good. That
It's
is
rocking.
a good. That makes everything taste good. Let me tell you, that is a good.
What's the name of the bread?
Dave's bread.
Yes.
Dave's Kill Bread.
Yeah, you gonna eat it, and you might
They
call
got
it
so
something
many
else.
varieties.
You might call it something else. It's
Uh,
really good.
70
That's the one that I
calories.
have right there. Yep, I believe that's the one I have right there. Yeah, excellent bread. Excellent bread. That's all I can say is good. Now the only question they had, with Dave's Killer Bread is it was taken over. He actually sold that bread out, so he's no longer he's just the
like the Sierra.
they just bought him out. And the company that bought him out is high in GMOs. So that was the only concern. So that's why they're watching that bread. But let me tell you, that bread is good. That's some good bread. I tried it out.
Where do you get it?
You can get that pretty much everywhere. Everywhere.
You can get it at
Coconut
Sprouts. You
oil.
can get it
How's canola?
at
Some of them, not all of them. Some of them.
Not
got
all of them.
coconut
Yeah,
oil.
none of them. Yeah, that's why I say read. Some of them, you
one
gotta
of them
watch
has vinegar.
all of
I
them.
know I've seen vinegar in it.
Yeah, you're gonna get a little vinegar in there, and you're gonna get a lot of different ingredients. But remember, we're trying to do the best as we can. It's gonna be hard to nitpick, y'all. You gotta really just kind of take
That's right. That's right.
try to do the best you can. We're not gonna be.
And the prices are high too, so you gotta do
Yeah,
the best.
and then
you
not
can.
only that, but the food is about to get scarce. We've been talking about the scarcity of food
Right.
for over 2 months now. Y'all know I've been talking about this for about 2 months now. About watching the food. That's why we said be prepared, emergency preparedness. I gave you all the prepared food places that you can go. Also, I got a great website. I'll give it to you before I left. I bought these heirloom seeds. Go ahead, y'all. I got these heirloom seeds.
Seeds.
Yeah, I got this heirloom seed, and they gave me a pack too. Comes with a whole pack of everything where you can put comes with a little like a backpack with all the stuff in it that with the seeds and everything. It's about for about over an acre, I believe it was of an acre. And I'll see if I can grab that for you. Okay?
I put that out in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
That acre and something all that we got all that just doing nothing.
Yeah. I'll see if I can grab it before we leave, if I can find it.
So Dr. Paul, meanwhile, I got some flax seeds, the organic from Sprouts, my flax seeds. I also got this some spread, it's fruit spread. It's organic Crofters. It's apricot. You could put that in your cereal in the morning. If you want some sweetness, you don't have to use the sugar. And I also have a snack. This is if you're not doing ice cream, you're doing dairy-free Cotto. They have different flavors in that. They have vanilla, all kinds of flavors in that.
Excellent.
And the last thing I have is silk. I have the organic silk, unsweetened silk soy is 8 in protein in this. If you want to do this, or you want to do almond milk, So that's basically. One last thing is, like oodles and noodles. This is Asian vegetable. It's organic noodles that I got from Mom's. Mom's Organic. So you can do stir fry with the noodles and everything.
All right. Excellent, Helen.
We've
been waiting for you, Helen.
She's been hiding. Helen been hiding. I know what she's been doing.
People ain't been shopping since you ain't been on here last time.
She's been creeping around in the stores getting everything together. So thank you, Helen. That's what's up.
Let me tell you, Helen, the best one you did was when you were like, we're here live at the store. I just want to show y'all this one here. That was great. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Helen. We thank you for shopping and bringing that information to us. We really appreciate it.
Indeed.
Now, there is a sauce. There's a sauce. There's a dipping sauce that my assistant, Dre, I don't know if Dre is on here. And it's a little funny in the name, but I want y'all to see this. I'm not gonna put this. I may have to say it, but I don't like saying the name of the sauce. But y'all gonna get it when I show you what it is. All right, and let me tell you, it is really good because he brings in these organic tortillas and things like this, and there's no canola, nothing like that, and he brings in this dipping sauce, and this stuff is delicious. I said, Trey, where do you get this stuff? He knows what to look for. So here is the name of the sauce, and I'm just gonna put it up so y'all can see. And let me see if I can share my screen. All right, y'all hear me? Is my mic on?
No, we hear you fine. We're in suspense. That's what it is. We're waiting for you.
Drum roll.
All right, you gotta say it slow though. You promised me you're gonna say it slow. All right. All right.
Oh boy. Where you go? Where you go? I don't see it.
Can't say it.
I can't see it. I can't see it. Where
you can't see it, Big B.
No, I can't.
Oh, Dr. Paul.
That bitchin'.
I see it now. Yeah.
Biachin.
Biachin sauce. That's Biachin sauce.
Bitchin'. B-I-T.
That's Biachin sauce.
Let those ladies want to say that word in.
They want to say it anyway, Dr. Paul. That's all.
They wanted to say it anyway. I know.
They just wanted to get it.
Now let me tell y'all the funny part. I'm telling you, see,
us new things.
They got a little boy on the front saying, bitch.
This is Biachin.
Biachin, right? But let me tell you, this is some of the best sauce I have ever had. And I mean, I put that high on my radar. When I had this, I said, this is incredible. And he gave this to me. I said, wow, I understand what they're talking about with the name. So my question was, how it's hard to find, right? So I said, we had a lady that came in and I think she tried it. She says, oh, this is good. I'm going to have to ask, what is this? I said, I'm thinking in my mind, what is she going to go when she goes into Whole Foods and says, excuse me, you know where that bitch is sauce?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Might get put out of the store.
I was like, oh my goodness. And she says, oh yeah, I better write that down on a piece of paper and hand it to him. So I want to tell you that there's different variations of this sauce. They have a chipotle, and they have I think that was a cilantro with chili. They have different variations of it. It's out of sight though. I just wanted to bring that to y'all and tell you.
Ain't that a big?
Wow, that's fingers.
I'm going to Mom's tomorrow. I'm going to get me some of that bitchin' sauce.
Okay.
I know you didn't say that.
Look what you started.
I see what I started.
At Target
too.
Make sure y'all put that in the chat now.
Yes, indeed.
And my grandma used to say,
it's already there.
It's already there, guys.
Somebody gonna look at the chat and say, they made a mistake on here.
Is it made out of almonds?
They have a lot of different versions of it, and if you go online, you'll see it at major stores, like I think the chains of Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. I think they all carry it. But I tell you, it was hilarious. Well, we sat there for about an hour as we were eating it, like saying, like, how do I ask for this? So take it as you must. It's worth it though. It is really worth it.
Can I interject, Paul, Dr. Paul? Website. They have a website.
Yeah.
The website, if you go there where I put it in the chat, it will tell you where to get each sauce exclusively. Like the avocado,
yes,
exclusively at Sprouts.
There you go.
The ranch is exclusively at Targets. And so, Sprouts, Targets, and Whole Foods are the
oh, wow. So Target has it also?
Yeah. Target.
Oh, wow.
The one brand, only
That's only one brand?
Yes. But those are 3 stores that you can buy that. Sprouts, Targets, and Whole Foods.
Do you have a website that you're looking at right now that you can post for everybody so they can?
I already did.
Okay, good.
It's
good.
in the chat already, Dr. P.
Wow, that's funny. That is hilarious. But I thought about that. I said, I got to bring this to the family tree. I got to let them see. Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Wonderful.
All right. What we got? Let's take the subject.
Let's get to some questions. It's already 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right. Bianca up in the corner. Bianca, you there? Oh, unmute, Bianca. I see you walking around. You got to unmute for us to hear you. There you go.
All right, I'm unmuted now.
Okay. All right.
So, my first question. A friend of mine was told she had parasites. So what can she do for that?
Cleanse. That's going to be a cleanse. Seasonal cleanse. Cleanse every change of seasons. Start with a colon cleanse, followed by a parasite cleanse. That's what you want to do.
I just showed her yours because mine just came in the mail today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, does that detox everything? I guess the liver, the kidneys on the cellular level as well?
It's a total detox for all the organs. That's correct. So you have not only the parasite, you got to hit them with the cleanse and sweep. You got to do both. You can't do just one. Never just cleanse, because when they believe that they're just like anything else, they try to procreate. They want to know, they want to survive. So if they feel that they're trying to be eliminated, they're going to spawn more eggs. And usually they spawn them by the thousands to the millions. And then that means people stop. They'll stop doing the cleanse, and then they'll do it for like maybe 20, 30 days, and then they'll stop right there. But then they'll start to get the bloating, the gas, and they'll be like, well, what's going on? I just did a cleanse. Mm-hmm. It's because they're spawning. So what happens is you have to follow up with an eliminator or some kind of a parasite formula which sweeps them out. That's the key. So it's cleanse followed by sweep. That's what you want to do. Mm-hmm.
The cleanse, the colon cleanse, and then the eliminator.
You got it.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other question was, I know about the Purely C. I heard you about, you went through all that, but I was looking for a good vitamin D because I read somewhere where you need to take magnesium in order for vitamin D to really work.
That helps. There's other things that you can take. You can take, one of the other things that you can take is boron. Got it? Boron. Boron is actually used as a sort of a way for the body to assimilate. So vitamin D, it depends on the person's situation. If they have an issue with cholesterol, they have a liver problem, not D3, D2 is usually what we move towards. See, one is called cholecalciferol, which is vitamin D3. That comes from lanolin and also essential oils. But if a person already is having liver issues, they have a problem processing oils, that's not the one for them. They would do a D2, which is ergocalciferol, which means it comes from plant-based. So that would be something like, primarily you can get D2 from like mushrooms. I gave you all Real Mushrooms website. Let's see, where is it?
So, all right, the mushrooms is good for me, but I know for my mom, she's allergic to mushrooms.
Okay, so what you would do, you
low
can get
in vitamin D.
Sure, you can get vitamin D from other plant life. It doesn't have to be mushroom. That was just one of the alternatives. You can specifically get ergocalciferol in liquid form. Okay, it's called ergo, E-R-G-O, calciferol. That's vitamin D2. Okay. And when you do that, boron usually is something that helps with the assimilation of vitamin D.
Okay, but the boron is if you don't have any issues with the oils.
Well, remember, we're just talking in general here. We're not speaking for any specific person. This is just traditionally what's used, because I would still, as the forefront of everything, the person needs an assessment before you can move anything. So we're just speaking in general right now. But yes, if they have a problem with oils, if they have liver problems, some people have past issue with liver congestion. I'm gonna tell you, everybody's got a liver congestion issue right now. If you're living on the East Coast, or the eastern part of this country, or the northern hemisphere, pretty much, and you're gonna have some congestion in the liver because of the toxicities of the emissions, pollution, electromagnetic radiation. all the things that are going on in the foods, the contaminants, the cross contaminations, all these things are building up, and your liver has to process all of this stuff. So that's usually a liver cleanse should be on everyone's agenda. That's why I came out with the top 90 plus liver cleanses or blood cleansers, because you got to do that. So I'm just kind of speaking in general and kind of bouncing around it, but that's pretty much where you got to do. You got to look at something that can help this vitamin D. That's why everyone's vitamin D deficient, because we all are higher on this plane and we're farther away from the equator. You got it? So the farther away from the equator, we're not getting as much sun. So we're deficient. We're seriously deficient.
Okay, so you can't go wrong with D2, right?
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. It's easily assimilation. You can assimilate it a lot easier.
Okay.
And it's because it's plant-based. Yep.
All right.
All right. Good question, Bianca. Good question.
You have a recommendation of how much? I think you said 5,000 in the winter.
Yeah. It's always
10,000 in the winter and 5,000 in the summer.
That's kind of changed lately because of the fact that everybody's indoors. I mean, we're starting to, sort of scurry out like the groundhog. We're coming out now. Everybody's kind of, is it safe? Yeah, I think we can go out now. So, yeah, you're still around 5,000, IUs, for the spring and the summer. 10,000 for definitely the fall and the winter.
Okay.
That's IUs, international units. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. We've got Margaret next to Bianca. Margaret, you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
All right,
hey,
all
Miss
right.
Margaret. When you coming back from San Francisco?
Huh?
She said, "What are you talking about?" She
got the Golden Gate Bridge back there
behind your back.
Oh, my background.
Yeah. You didn't know you were in San Francisco? Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't. Okay, I got to put the moon and the stars up next time.
Okay.
I have a question I'm asking for someone who's on with us. If you have any questions for them, they're going to hopefully be able to turn on their speaker. But
okay.
They had some blood work done recently, and some of the numbers came in low, and they wanted to know if you could make recommendations to improve on the different aspects of the blood work.
Yeah. The first thing before you do anything or any recommendation of anything, my first question is: are they diabetic?
No.
Okay. Are they overweight at all?
Not anymore.
Okay. See, what's happening is we got to watch the assimilation. We aren't assimilating, and it starts with the assimilation of the gut. And those are the two that we first see the connection with right there. And that's with the overweight, not assimilating, not moving. That means the lymphatic system is slowing down also. We're not moving, so we got to get the exercise. So that's the first thing. Next, we would look at food choices, water, the regular things that we do. You got to start cleaning the blood. Hemoglobin actually starts with blood cleansing, starts with the liver. So it's got to be the liver.
Okay, again, so her hemoglobin was low, basically. It came in at I believe 30.3.
Yeah,
and it said the range should be 32 to 37.5.
Yeah, see, and most of us are not getting the proper amount of nutrients in the body. See, they would have to sit down, and we had to look over her diet as far as what she's intaking. Is she on any herbs and things like that? Is she on?
Oh, she's on. She's on with us, and
okay.
She was in the CU, I think, back in April. So
okay, so the main thing is we got to keep the pH. So that means if they sat in with me, then they know about the pH.
Oh my gosh, she was the one who told me about Crystal Geyser. So she's been on Crystal Geyser for years, and
right, but the pH.
And I have mine.
Right, but the pH we're talking about is hydrogen, the energy. That's the energy that the body starts to assimilate. Hopefully, she's been in long enough that she can start. Was this recently, or where is she? Is she on phone or? Who
She's
is it?
on. She's just not on camera. I don't know
Oh,
if you
okay.
can if you can chime in. Her name is B. If you can chime in, B. Now her pH came in okay when she was in with you. Her pH, I believe her pH was around 7 something.
That's very rare. I'm gonna tell you, I don't think it was a 7 because usually that's a very, very rarity if it's a 7. So you might want to check on that one. That's almost very, very, very rare. Very
Oh,
rare.
it is. Okay.
Yeah, very rare. See, what happens is it's all going back to, we're turning things around that could have been going on for years. The post effect of what we're doing, it takes time. It's going to take time. You got to turn this around, and that means you're going to start to now, some people's villa in their gut is not repaired because it either is damaged, some of it is blocked, or some of it is totally wiped out. So people have to regrow villi in their body because that's what assimilates the nutrients so that you can receive the food so that it can balance your blood out. So you can't get it in, then you're really going to have a problem having to balance that blood count. You can't keep nothing clean if you can't get it in.
Yeah,
So,
I think you already recommended the herbs for the blood that she should be on.
So
but
she probably has to stay on that regimen. The time frame does not happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen. And, that's why when I sit down with everybody, you're looking at about a 6 month before you start to see any change. 6 months. So that means 3 months, you got to stay dedicated. You got to stay on point. Because even the small things that you're taking that are concentrated, dehydrated, all those things will make a difference on how you assimilate. So by you telling me that the hemoglobin is still out of balance, so she's not, if it's low, that still means she's not getting the nutrients. Either that's the food choices or something she's eating that she's not getting it. And that's what we see all the time. And I'm going to say that this is a great question for the whole family tonight. You got to start assimilating. We're not assimilating anymore. We're not getting this food. And that's where the problem and the hardest turnaround. When you start to get that right, you get that gut right, we're talking about game changer with everything that's going on in your life, including losing weight. That's going to be feeling good. You're going to wake up. You're not going to be fatigued or tired anymore. All of those things, hair, skin, nails get better. Everything gets tremendously better. So
there's one more, Dr. Paul, I'm sorry to interrupt, that she was really concerned about that was high, and that was her platelets were too high. They weren't beyond the range, but 400 was the highest, and she came in at 381, and the lowest is 140. So is there anything you can recommend specifically?
You're still talking about liver. You're talking about liver. That liver is not functioning properly. That's what's happening. The balancer of all that is the liver. You got to go back to that liver. That's your blood cleanser. That's the blood regulator. That's the one that sends about 1,000 different things, balances cholesterol. So that's where. What's her time for checking back in? When is she supposed to check back in? Is she on the line? Can she talk? Can she? I
think
tell me when to
she's
check
not
in.
that savvy with. She's on a tablet, so I don't think she's that savvy with.
See, maybe she can text in to tell you when her check-in time, because I never leave folks without a check-back time. Because I give you an assignment and you got to be on it. So when you come back in, we'll know where you are. We'll check your numbers.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's an in-between time that she's got to step it up. So the thing is water, but you got to get hydrogen. Remember, feeder and fighter. You got to have a feeder and a fighter. That's an antioxidant and also a nutrient at the same time. So whatever she's doing, have her to do a phone consult. If she's between her set, from the last time I sat with her, have her do a phone consult. I do them first thing in the morning, every morning. And we'll go over her numbers, and if there's anything that she needs to change or update or modify, that's where we'll do it then. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Appreciate you. All right. I got my man on the line. I got my man. He's just sitting back. He looked like he's chilling.
He's just chilling.
He's chilling in his car somewhere.
Yeah.
Derek is on his iPhone.
I saw
He's
Derek
down there chilling. They call him the sea
moss man.
But I don't know. Big B, I might have to call him the watermelon man. I might have to call him Derek. Come on, Derek. Come on in. Derek, where you at, man?
He's at, look out, Derek's
Look
outside.
at him. He had to jump out his car, Big B.
Yeah,
You see
yes,
that?
sir. Yes, sir. Don't fall in the hole,
Watermelon
Derek.
man. All right, Derek, tell everybody what's going on. Say hey to the family, man.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
Yes,
He
sir.
out
Yes,
there.
sir.
He out there. Derek, tell everybody what you got going on. Y'all may have ordered from Derek. He is the sea moss man. He has the sea moss. But Derek, you got some new stuff. You said, Doc, I got to put everybody on it. But, you know, I'm out here working. So tell them what you got going on, bro.
Man, you know, I got this real stuff that we grew up on, the seeded watermelon.
Oh, the seeded watermelon.
You got seeded watermelon. You grew them yourself.
Look at it.
Come on, Derek. Show them watermelons you're looking
Look
at.
now.
Look at that, y'all. Look at the watermelon. That's seeded watermelons. All right. You got a truckload over there. I see you, bro. All right, Derek, you better tell them where you can get them, man. You're like you on the side of the road somewhere. You got customers over there. So tell them where are you?
I'm up here. I'm in Mount Pleasant and Pickering. That's why I'm there, right behind Enon Baptist Church.
Oh, you right at the church, man. That's right.
I heard when y'all was talking about Enon and the number and stuff. I'm sitting right in the back of Enon.
He has seeded watermelon.
That's what he says. You got
those are
seeded watermelon.
I'm gonna get over here and I'm going up. Where is he at? Right behind Enon.
Yes.
Yep. Mount Pleasant and Pickering. Mount Pleasant and Pickering.
It's a few minutes from there.
Derek, okay, thank you, Judith. But Derek, I want you to give out your number where folks can contact you, man, because I know you have them during the week. If they can't get around there today, how you can get them to them. Were you telling me you were you were getting them to folks one time? What were you doing? Tell them what you can do.
Well, I can deliver it. Like I don't, I always carry to the car for the women. They help me, whatever. I can deliver it. Also, I got a little delivery charge, but I can deliver.
That's right. Okay.
It's in the chat box.
All right, Derek, give them your number for those that are just listening by phone, so they can call you. Okay.
My number is 410-739-5762. Even though it's a Maryland area code, I'm from Philly and I live in Philly. So, I deliver to Philadelphia, Cheltenham, Willard Grove, all the surrounding areas, South Jersey, deliver all over.
It's in the chat, Dr. Paul.
All right, sounds good, my brother. And also, make sure you also know that Derek is also the sea moss man. He got the sea moss also.
And also, if you don't like, I also juice the watermelon in gallons. I sell gallons of juice watermelon too. When you order, you place your order, I juice it for you, and I bring it to you, or you pick it up. Yep.
Did you put your information in the chat?
Yes, it's in the chat already, Bianca.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I missed that.
That's all right.
It's in there. Hey, but Dr. Paul, I had put a question on there about the fatty liver.
About the fatty liver?
Fatty liver, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fatty liver. Now, I had I changed my eating habits. I was already, not eating meat and everything. But I started, I've been kale and all types of stuff like that. But, I mean, I get it checked, and it's not as bad. It's not as bad as it was. But what you think the best thing to do for that? Because some of these doctors don't know. They don't know anything. They conform to the same old recycled information.
Yeah.
It'll be forever.
Yeah. First thing, you were spot on when you said when you stopped eating the meat. That's the number one thing, the meat, because you're stressing out the liver, and when it can't break down certain types of, meats, heavy meats. Beef, number one. The beef is number one. Beef, pork, of course, and also eating meat and out of cycle. Okay, remember eating meat in the morning. Watch eating meat in the morning. Got it? I would say right now, stay off all meat together. Go on a liver detox. If you go on liver detox, I keep saying it's like a broken record. Go right to my website, download it. All the top ones that we have on there. You can pick one. Just pick one. and that'll actually be good for liver cleanse. I always start off with things like burdock root. Okay, I always start off with yellow dock. There's one that's called, of course, milk thistle. There's a lot of them out there.
I had milk thistle. I was trying to with the choline. I see some of the things about you taking choline. But they had choline and fish though. Like salmon had choline, fish had choline. I had even bought the choline in from the herb store. And I was using that. But I got my milk thistle from the herb store. I kept, I had a vegan cap. I made my own capsule, and I had the choline. I was capping them up while I just take a teaspoon, throw it in the water. But in the morning, now the thing about it, you told last week you said something about the apple cider vinegar. But I had seen something before that when I would take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and lemon juice and drink it in the morning, first thing to hit. But you said something about apple cider vinegar.
That throws an altered your pH. Yeah, I would do this while you're on your detox. You can also start to test your pH. You know how to do your pH, right? Did we talk about doing the pH? Okay, yeah. You want to test your pH so that you know where you are at all times. So you want to do things like, get those strips, start to test yourself. That's the only way you know exactly what's going on. If you're in a state of acid, you're tearing down. You got to raise that pH. Got it? So things like that will help with the liver regenerating. Now, here's the good thing. Liver has the ability to regenerate faster than any organ in the body. So you have the good things by doing it, but you got to drink your water. You got the sea moss. The sea moss is number one. The other thing that you got there is that purple sea moss. I would focus on that purple sea moss more than anything. That's an excellent liver cleanse. So,
what about I had a green sea moss too.
Yeah, but the purple is always going to be the highest. See, anything purple.
I was buying beet also when I was drinking beet juice.
Yep. So watch something's throwing you off. Watch the fermentation. Right? No fermentation, because that's going to. Yeah, fermentation. We call that hustling backwards. Don't hustle backwards.
Well,
don't hustle backwards.
What about the alkaline water?
The alkaline water, remember, is style water. It's reverse osmosis. Got it? So when they advertise alkalinity, you know right there that's a bad water. Got it? Because they've altered it. They're actually distilling it, and then they're adding electrolytes. They call electrolytes, but it's not really electrolyte. It's really cheap white salt. Got it? Ultimately, you got to say yourself, only your pure water comes from pure finds and pure sources. That's why we say spring water found in its purest source, bottle at the source. Got it? So keep that in mind.
And you took the guys of water.
Man, you know what you need to get on that truck, right? You get you some watermelons, and you go up to one of them stores and just get a whole bunch of Crystal Geyser, brother. You're going to have people following you all over the city.
Well, I know that's right.
You're going to have people following you all over the city. Get you gallons of that Crystal Geyser water. Oh, man, you're going to be in business, brother. All right, we want to thank Derek over there. Let's give him a hand. Hey. All right, Derek. And give him a call. And again, you got the number in there, Prophetess, the number for him.
Yes, it's all there. I was just looking
at it. And Big B, give that number again for them. Say it so for those that are listening on the phone.
Okay, you know what? While I'm trying to find it, because it's already there.
Oh, yeah, it's already moving so fast. I see everything moving real fast.
Real fast. So.
I got it. It's 410. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bill.
410-739-5762.
All right. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Looking out, man.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to your website. I'm going to your site now and look for that detox on my with the liver.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, bro. Take care now.
All right, man.
Okay.
All right. We've got Carol G up in the corner, Dr. Paul. Carol, you there?
Miss Carol G.
Yes. Hey, Prophetess. Hey, Big B.
Yeah.
Dr. Paul, I'm your #1 fan.
All right.
Anyway, I got a couple questions. That turpentine oil. Which one do I get? My girlfriend's having a problem with tendonitis in her hands. And I didn't know which turpentine oil to get.
There's one that's excellent. It's Mr. Pollock has it over his. He gets it from Georgia, and there's probably not many that do it. I think it's called American Made turpentine, and it's one of the best ones. Okay, and it's usually 100% pure. They call it gum spirits.
Oh, gums. Okay, I saw
Gum
that.
spirits, right? And what happens is that's the part of like a sap of the tree. It's a pine. It's from the pine tree.
Okay.
So what happens is, it reduces inflammation because people use that for fighting cancer. That's one of the remedies that people back in times used to use for fighting cancer, but also for rubbing on your knees and your joints and your ligaments and things like that. It reduces inflammation because it's alkalizing, but it also deals with the bursa. The bursa is like the pads in your body. So you got like the meniscus,
right.
meniscus, but also you have the bursa that's in your shoulder. When people have the shoulder, because people are laying on the shoulder at night, or you in your favorite chair, or whatever, and you wake up and your arm is like falling asleep, but your shoulder starts to hurt. A lot of people have a lot of inflammation with their hips, things like that. So the turpentine oil actually works good with that. Just before you go to bed at night, put some of that on there. That usually helps with the bursa, which is the pads. Reduces inflammation just like that. It's an excellent. That's why folks used to use it for all the time back in the day.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. I got a couple more quick questions.
Sure.
Another quick question. Would you recommend burdock root for gout?
Yes. Well, it depends on the situation. I can only speak in general. Okay. Remember, all of those are alkalizing. They're alkaloids. So they tend to going to raise the pH by cleaning the liver. Now, here's the thing. What holds the pH, when people say, well, I can't seem to get that pH up, it still won't go nowhere. It's still like kind of go like this and it go like that. That's because the liver's not holding the charge. Got it? The liver is like the ground. But also, that means that we need a little bit of salt in that also. They'll tell you may be on blood pressure medicine. They say stay off all salt. No, that's not true. It's not the salt. It's what they're doing to the salt. You need unrefined salt. Those are the minerals that hold the charge, and that's what the liver needs to ground the charge, to hold it down. So the process of the cells communicating with each other happens when you have that salt. And it's not the sodium that you see in white salt, because that's sodium chloride. That's bleach. Got it? So what you need some like a Himalayan salt or something like still in your diet, where you can add maybe a little bit to your water or a little bit over your food, because you don't need a lot of it. But that helps with the process when you're taking herbs like burdock root, yellow dock, things like dandelion, got it, cleavers, pau d'arco. All those are blood cleansers. Okay.
Last question, Dr. Paul. Can COPD be reversed?
Well, balance. We don't say reverse, we say balance. COPD is the bronchial tubes now getting inflamed, so now they get to the flame where the point they get so inflamed they can't absorb, oxygen, and then that's the first person feels like they're always suffocating. So what's happening is you got to reduce the inflammation. This was somebody that smoked a lot. Were they smokers?
He used to smoke.
Yeah. So there has to be a serious detox. We take smokers through a detox. It's like a tar detox. And we give them a combination of herbs that actually help to pull that tar out of the lungs. You'd be surprised. Tar will sit in the lungs for a long, long time. I remember when there was someone we were working on that had been smoking for like over 20-30 years, and they had stopped for about 10. But when we gave them these herbs, they started all that stuff started coming out. Black stuff, just all that black stuff comes out. It sits in the lungs for a long time, so they would need a lung detox. See, that stuff it's like glue, sticks in the lungs, so they would need to definitely do a detox. Okay?
What herbs are good for that lung detox?
Well, we have a series of different ones. So it would be based on that person. You know, we would have to assess them first to determine which ones.
Can they
Those
do a
would all
phone
be-
consultation with you?
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. Phone consultation would be the first step. Absolutely.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Carol. Appreciate you.
You too.
All right. So we got Karam up there now. Karam?
Hey, what's up?
All right.
Again.
All right, buddy.
Good evening.
What's up, Karam?
Hey, man. How you doing?
All right there, buddy.
Great. I've heard so much about floaters on this family tree, man. I have a floater in my left eye.
Wow.
You weren't
Y'all
swatting
are jinx.
flies the other day, were you?
Yeah, I think it's something flying. Y'all are jinx me. So, but ironically, I had, I asked you last week about the herbal eye and the extract and all that. Well, I saw what you were talking about with the ingredients. So I actually received in the mail the herbal eye, which has the 5 herbs in it. So
got it. There you go.
So
there you go. Mm-hmm.
I just happened to, I just happened to deal with that, and it was ironic. But
And that's the one that has the cayenne in it, right? It's cayenne in that one?
Yes.
Okay, good. So remember, you can wash it. Just start off with 2 though. Don't go past 2. You know, if you
Amen.
want to go there. Did you try it yet?
Not in my eyes. I put it in. Nah, man. I only have 2 eyes. I only have 2
Karen,
eyes.
come on now.
No.
Do the eye wash. I do the eye wash.
Oh,
I put it in teas and water and things like that. But
And keep it moving. That's right.
Yeah. So
Yes, I ain't messing with my eyes now.
But I would do this. What I would do, Karen, I would also just wash the eyes with the good Crystal Geyser water every morning, every evening. You know, do that because, you know, alkaline water goes a long way, and it alkalizes, kind of break that stuff up. You got to start to, you have to start to see that gunk coming out of your eye in the morning. You know, that's for everybody. You know, when you see that crust in the morning, that's a good thing. You're supposed to see that, because if you don't see that, then where is it going? It's going back in the eye, because you remember that's your cleansing cycle. What's your cleansing cycle, by the way? Anybody know where the cleansing cycle? What's the cleansing cycle? Starts what time? All right, boy, this mic must be off right here. Big B.
4 a.m. to 12 p.m.
All right, that's right. 4 a.m. to 12 noon. That's right. So with that cleansing cycle, you should start to see a lot of that stuff. That's why when people wake up, the skin's ashy. You know, you're feeling like you're coughing, sneezing. Some people throw up every morning. Not a bad thing. Yeah, really? Absolutely. Yeah. You got people throwing up every morning. And that's not a bad thing. It's just their body's detoxing. So never get afraid of when that stuff is purging. That's when it has to go. So make sure you look at your time and see when you're actually having these issues. It's usually we did that. Remember I did the organ cycles? You remember I did that show, Big B, where I talked about the organ cycles?
Yes.
They work in certain levels and you see certain things. So yeah, absolutely. All right,
Okay.
Carol. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I have a question for you, and that is with your towel, your Zeus container.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any problems with yours leaking? Because I haven't purchased one yet. I found them, but then I read reviews, and a lot of people talked about the seal on them. So I wanted to ask you before I.
Nah, not at all. Here's mine right here. I carry it wherever I go, and no issues there. When they said the seals, were they talking about on the up around the top area right here?
If I remember correctly, it was around the lower than the lower.
Like down here?
No.
You mean down here?
No, up top.
Okay.
Doesn't it screw off the big top right there?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking they're talking about there.
Yeah, no, I don't have any problems there. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
It's matter of fact, it's very tight. Very tight. So, only problem I had one time was there's a rubber piece that protects it at the bottom. This rubber piece right here. It's actually a seal. That kept coming off. So
Right,
I
they
just
mentioned that too.
Yeah,
They
I just
mentioned that too.
basically just glued it on there, and it never problem. And that's
That's
only for protecting it from hitting like this on
right.
hard surfaces. Sort of
Right.
protects it. But it's a steel, lining inside, and it does all the good things that I needed to do. And I can put teas in it. I can put anything in it, and it stays pretty solid. Yep.
Okay, that's it for me. I wanted to ask you before I went on and got one. So
Okay. All right.
appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Appreciate y'all.
evening.
All right, my friend. Take care. Appreciate you
Alrighty.
much. I already got Beverly right right over the top of Caramel. Beverly.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for
Hey, Beverly.
question. Hey. I take 80 milligram of kelp every day,
Okay.
and I'm considering. I have stage 4 breast cancer, and I'm considering the CAT scan. What else should I do?
How many did you have any treatments of chemo or radiation?
Neither. No.
Neither one. Okay. Now they just went and they just gave you that as a diagnosis that you have for stage 4?
Right.
Okay, so immediately what comes to your mind is lymphatic system. Okay, what should be immediately on your mind would be things like lymphatic massage. Okay. You can go right to YouTube and pull up the process for a lymphatic massage. We did it right here on the family tree. We showed you how to actually do that. Also, rebounders. Rebounders would be another thing. And I mean, get these moving right away.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I have that. I do that.
Okay. So wait a minute. Wait a minute now. See, people, make sure you got to do it to a level of intensity that allows you to now start to move this system. You got to get that pseudomotor moving. Got it? So it involves intensity when you start to move this lymphatic system. So that's two things. Make sure you are seriously sweating. You got to get it moving. But that lymphatic massaging called pumping, you got to make sure you're doing it. Okay? All right. Water. Your water's on top, right? I know your water's right. Okay? So along with that, what other herbs besides kelp are you doing?
Oh goodness, I'm doing a bunch of them.
But that's not now. Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. See, that could be. See, wait a minute. See, that could be a problem. See, we can scatter ourselves so spread out that you're not staying focused to just one or two. You don't need a whole lot. When you're moving the lymphatic system, people are taking sort of like things all over, and you're not doing one that's consistently. You got to stay to that. You got to stay consistent with one or two. And it doesn't take a lot. So I'm going to give you some right off the top that move the lymphatic system. Now, I gave out also, and Prophetess, I don't know, I know this has been a long time, and I hate to put you on the spot here, but I gave out a version of a liquid lymph cleanse that I did. I did it right on. Matter of fact, let me look at it. I may have saved that one.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
It's like I wrote it down somewhere.
Is it Mary Bruce?
It's a lymphatic drainage formula. And let me see here. Let me see if I can find it. Because I told y'all, I said, this is really good. There was a really good one. It can be anyone, but here's the key. You got to hear me when I say this. And then this is where I'm saying that I see so many people fall short. Consistency. Everybody say that. Consistency. You got to stay on top of this. And it's like people say, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then when they come in, that's exactly where you are, scattered all over. You don't do that. Kelp is excellent to start with. I would get a formula that's already put together of those herbs. That's why the liquid, here's one right here. Let me see if this one is good. You can find a lot of good ones because people are having a lot of lymphatic issues right now. I would use this one. Here's one right here.
Gary Roos.
Yeah, this is one right here that's good. This one's good. Wild Indigo. Yep, this is a really good one right here. Take a look at this one right here. This one is called Lymphotonic. Professional Strength. Lymphotonic. Lymphatonic. Not saying that's the one for you, but this is the direction that you need to be looking in. Got it? And doing a direct formula and apply that with exercise, and you do it consistency, and you will start to see same time every day. See, the body works cyclical in cyclical wheels. So it needs things that are circadian rhythm, cycles, things like that. That's the way we all work. So we have to function in that same perspective. So lymphotonic, this is called herbal formula, lymphotonic. Y'all see that? Maybe I can share this.
Are you sharing your screen? Because we're not seeing that.
We're not saying it, Dr. P.
No, I wasn't sharing it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You keep saying, are we seeing it? Are we seeing it? I'm like,
y'all see that? Y'all see that?
Because y'all usually on your phones or something. Y'all doing something, looking it up. All right, let me do this. All right,
okay.
All right, here we go. And it's only $17. This is $17 right here. And I'm just picking this stuff out. There's so many things that are out here, y'all. Let's look at this. This is a liquid. I tend to move towards the liquid versions because they absorb into the body they are easily absorbable, meaning that you have to use no energy to get energy. And that's what you want. Okay. So let me share this. I'm going to share this with you. Share screen. And this is one right here. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Eye herbs. Okay. What?
Lymphotonic. This one right here. And here's what I like about it. I like about it that these form these here. Echinacea, red roots, and that's octolio, burdock root, licorice, dandelion. Don't that sound like my list over there, y'all? Come on now. Yellow dock,
indeed.
wild indigo, blue flag. See, these are all the herbs that are what? They're liver cleanses. And that's going to move this gunk out of our bodies. Got it? You got to get it moving, but it only moves when you move. Remember that lymphatic system has these little muscles that twitch, but they only twitch and move when you move. Not like the first system, which is the heart, which pumps arteries and veins. They actually have the pump of the heart. This one doesn't have a pump, and it only moves when you move. So you got to stay consistency. Right.
That's the
key. If this one has burdock root in it, you don't need to take burdock root separately.
That is correct. That is correct. That's why I'm saying I lean towards these formulas that are already put together. I've seen them do incredible things. When you talk about how you need to get this stuff flushed out of you fast. People, you can get what's called the lymphatitis also. That's an infection inside of your lymphatic system. And that happens with, I gave the example one time, this is a long time ago, but my wife, she was, when my son was young, you know how they swim in those water parks?
Yes.
Those water parks? And she went swimming with him, and I never go in those water parks. I was like, y'all go ahead, I ain't going in there. And so those water parks are recycled water. So what happens is there's no fresh water in it. And we were on the boardwalk, I think it was Wildwood or somewhere, and my son wanted to go in. My wife said, I'm going in. I said, y'all go right on. So when she came out, she got an infection in her breast, right on her breast, left or right side of her breast. And it started to get swelling, and it got incredibly swole. And that was from an infection from, swimming in that specific bacteria. Call it a cesspool over there. Those they don't have any fresh water coming in there. That's recycled water. So you got to watch what you're doing. So what we did, when she came home, guess what I gave her? Gave her one of those liquid forms, the lymphatic drainage. And guess what? Pushed it right on out of the system. Got it? So,
are we drinking this or just putting it on the skin?
No, this is actually an herbal. You take it internally. Yeah, you take it internally. You take it internally. What's also good for the external would be the turpentine oil. That would be excellent. That would be good also. That would be external. Okay, so this would be internal. Internal. Okay.
Dr. Paul, was the other formula Mary Ruth's organic lymphatic support?
I think it was. That sounds about right.
Yes.
Yep, that was it.
MaryRuthOrganics.com.
Yeah, because it was like a lady's name or something I gave y'all.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. Put that one up there. You got it up there? Can you put it in the chat for everybody?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So there's a lot of different combinations already put together, but the key is consistency, consistency, consistency. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna tell you, there's a consistency that I see with those that are having backed up issues with their lymphatic system. Number one is no exercise, not sweating, not saying you might not do it, but not getting enough to where it moves. 3, dairy products. Dairy products. 4, shellfish or anything, shrimp, lobsters, crabs, anything. 5, wine, some kind of fermentation. Yep. So dairy, that cheese, wine, shellfish, all those things, lack of exercise, and also the last one would be meat, like heavy meats. Those tend to slow the lymphatic system down. So be careful, okay? Just be careful, family.
Dr. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a doctor, and she has me on, I think she called it terrain therapy.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
She has me on, I think it's called terrain therapy and mistletoe therapy. And she looks at my blood work, and to see what I need, and then she prescribes herbs for me to take. And I'm doing very well with it. And she asked me to consider getting a CAT scan. And I just wanted to know what you would do to protect. I know the CAT scan has it's radiation.
Yep.
And I wanted to know what I needed to do besides taking I know the kelp would help to clear it out.
Right. I would look. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Here's the thing. Whenever you're doing that, you're exposing yourself. Just understand what you're being exposed to. Yes, kelp does protect you from radiation. That's any sea vegetable. That's why they use kelp for things like any blockage of radiation anywhere, like nuclear power plants and everywhere. My understanding, my question though would be, what are you using to raise the barometer of where you are? You have to have a way of measuring what's going on, what you're detoxing, what are you determining that you've been, you've been diagnosed as, what was that, 4, right? You said stage 4. So that same process, you got to give your body a chance for recover. Got to give it a chance. And that means, I understand. But remember, she's trying to push the field. She's trying to find out, if it's doing anything, if it's shrinking, if it's getting large or whatever. That's okay. But I'm saying, make sure you give yourself a chance for recover before you do that. You look when you absolutely have to look. Got it? That's the key. Look when you absolutely have to look. Because remember, when you're exposing yourself to more radiation, which is actually what? Destroying the cells. What's happening when you have cancer? It's destroying the cells. You're just feeding the situation. You got it? So I think that no matter what the situation is, whether it came back that it was getting, God forbid, worse at all, the first thing you're going to do is what you're doing right now anyway. You're going to do the same thing, right? You're going to stay consistently to doing the things to clean it out, which is those herbs that are in that formula, which are traditionally what's been used, to clean that out. So you got to get it moving. It's a perfect system. This is what I would say that to most folks, that are listening, to everybody. Trust the system. It's a perfect system created by a genius. It works. But you gotta not break the rules. Know where you are at all time. Don't break the rule. My question to you would be, definitely Where is your pH? So test your pH all the time. If you're in a state of
And pH
alkaline,
is good.
right, that's where you got to keep it. So you got to do the saliva, the urine, test yourself regularly, and keep it there. If you keep it there, it will correct itself. But you got to stay there. You got to keep it there, and with consistency. Okay.
So you didn't answer my question.
Sure. I can't tell you whether to take it or not. That's something I can't do. That. Yeah.
That's not what I was asking. I was wondering if I should add anything else. I'm just having the kept in my system. If I decide to do the CAT scan, would that be protection, or would you add more?
No, I just gave you the formula. That's what I gave you the formula for. That's what I said. That formula, liquid formula, is what I'm saying traditionally is used. You know, kelp is going to be helpful, but that's what I gave you that formula. That's why I looked that up for you. Got it?
Oh, okay.
That's called the lymphatic drainage. When you're dealing with breast cancer, you're dealing with the lymphatic system. Got it?
Right.
Okay. There you go.
Dr. Paul, her question was, should she get the CAT scan?
Yeah.
That's what I said. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that.
That was not my question.
Yeah. That's what she said. It wasn't. That wasn't her question. She was trying to say what can she do with the actual kelp, and that's why I said that's why I gave you the lymphatic drainage. You got to stay on it. You got to stay on it, family. You got it.
I'm doing very well.
Okay. Keep it up. Keep it up.
We spoke when I first got diagnosed last August.
That's right. So stay on top of it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Zipporah.
Oh, wait a minute. Is anybody on the chat? We got to get on the chat. We haven't been on the chat in a little bit. Anybody on the chat have questions?
I think the right thing is that he's covered most of the stuff between that and you've covered most of it, Dr. Paul.
Okay. All right, look what else is going on. All right, we got Zipporah.
Hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear.
Wrapping it up time.
That's right.
We got a couple more. Wrap it up.
I have two questions. Number one is that, are you already covered about the floaters in your eye? You said wash your eye with the good water. Especially like after they have the cataract.
I would say
surgery.
start there first. Yeah, start there first. Yeah, start cleansing the eye. Most people will clear it up with just water. Yeah.
So just water, for the floaters. And it's like if they have like eye surgery, just use the water.
Yeah, start with water. Water first. Yeah, water is always a baseline to start with.
All right, water first. All right, for cleaning eyes for eye surgery. Okay, all right. And then the second question is this water here, Refresh. I looked it up and it said bottled at the source. That's why I have found, but I don't. All
right, let me look that one up. Hold up. I gotta find that one. What is it called? Refresh? That don't even look like refresh. What is it saying? Refresh.
REFRESHE. Spring water.
Okay. Now, here's the thing you got to be careful of. When they'll say bottle, see, everybody's been picked up on y'all because y'all didn't change the game. I'm telling you, Philadelphia didn't change the game. Y'all didn't change the game when it comes to this water. And when people say bottle at the source, I saw some stuff the other day. It said bottle. It didn't say bottle at the source. It said bottle from the source. Well, wait a minute. Bottling from the source. The source could be the spigot.
There you go. Dr. Paul, real quick, it says
you are so right. They are so slick.
They slick. Let me tell you, you gotta be careful. Cause there was one, man, let me tell you, be careful. They know y'all not reading. People don't read because you're moving too fast when you're in the grocery store. And you know people are not reading. We don't have time anymore. Nobody has time. I mean, my son don't want to go shopping with me. He said, man, you in there too long. Dad, you make this a scientific experiment. I don't want to go in there with you. I'll sit in the car, man. He's like, all right, be quiet. But anyway.
It says Protected Springs in Whitehaven. It says source, Protected Springs in Whitehaven. And then they have another one called Artesian. So is this good or bad?
Okay, wait a minute. I believe I tested that one. I think I tested that one before. So it said Protected Springs.
Yeah.
See, you can protect the springs. You can pretend.
Someone said it was from Poland Springs.
That's from a Poland Springs brand that we use at our church for the subsidiary of Poland Springs.
Yeah, I believe I tested that one before. That's really like in that borderline spring water, which is actually like 6.0, 6.2, stuff like that. So I would say a no on that one.
No,
online here it says purified. It says that's what I'm seeing.
Is that Zipporah? Is that what it's saying on your bottle? Does it say purified?
No, it doesn't say purified. It says refresh spring water. And it says where it says bottle, it's Protected Springs in Whitehaven, but it's bottled at Niagara Bottle LLC.
You gotta test it. When it comes down to it, you gotta test it. You're gonna have to test it. You gotta be careful, y'all. Get your get these and keep them on you. They only cost like $5. This right here, this is the I don't know if y'all can see it. Right there, Big B. Can you see it?
No, yeah, you can see it,
right
but
there.
it's not.
Oh, let me do this.
Don't know.
That's it. It's actually a drops. These are hydrogen drops.
Yeah.
So what you do is, yes, eNagic. eNagic has that one.
eNagic.
eNagic.
Now for water.
But you can get it from any place that sells pool testers, things like that.
Buy a pool tester, please. All right, and my first buy a pool tester. Right. Yeah, my question.
Teller's godfather is my patient.
All right, my question is that the Poland Spring. It's the Poland Spring at artesian water. No aquifer, right? It's called Poland Spring Origin. And it said, artesian. And I know you said aquifers and
artesian. You mean artesian?
Yeah, artesian.
So where is this now? What's the name of the water now?
It's called Poland Spring Origin. And I read the back of it and it said, it's right at the aquifer.
Right. Now, do you have that water or is that just something that you saw that you...
I have the water. Let me get it real quick. I know we pressed for time. I'll be right back.
Hey, listen, Dr. Paul, while we're waiting.
Prophetess ain't looking too good on this, but she ain't looking too proud. She's like, well, she don't look like.
Administrator, that's fine.
Here she comes. Here she comes. All right, be quiet, y'all. We ain't been talking about it. All right. Let me see. All right, let's see what we got. I think they trying to step their game up.
Yeah,
they know
they're sneaking. They're trying to get sneaky, man.
I don't know. I'm really gonna look for that tomorrow. I'm gonna test that one. I'm gonna get a small bottle and test it. I want to test that one tomorrow. I'll have to test that one. I'm gonna make that my mission to test that one this weekend. All right.
Sick 'em.
I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them.
Lord. Wait
a minute. This raises a question now. Okay, so I would go to Poland Springs and says, wait a minute. You said this other water was good. Now, what's the difference between that water and the water you've been selling us for all these years?
There you go.
That's my first question that would come to my mind. Right there
you go.
But see, I'm the wrong one to ask questions. So.
Don't trust them.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Zipporah. Last one. All right.
Yeah, so just stick to the, don't. So this refresh is bad. Don't.
Yeah, I did test that. I remember testing that water, and like Karen's saying, that's probably very much. Well, who else said? Someone else said that was actually Poland Springs water.
Yeah, I just
think
looked
that
it
was
up.
Yeah.
It's a Poland Springs Origin versus Poland Springs, and when I clicked on the link to put it in the chat box, the address is purified water.
Purified water. Yeah. So you gotta watch.
Although it says bottled at the source.
Yeah. So.
All right, so just stick to the Crystal Geyser.
I tell you, I don't know what else to say.
To the crystal.
I don't know what else to say. They're trying so hard to get that out of your hands. Let me tell you, it's a fight. Crystal Geyser is crushing. And I'm trying to tell y'all, don't bank on Crystal Geyser so much, but it just keeps rising to the top every time. So Fiji is good. Eternal is good. Avion is good. Starkey is good. Aquapana is good.
Hawaiian waters are good.
Hawaiian water, the Waikiki brand, that's good. Any of the volcanic Waters that find in, or the geyser waters. Those are all good. Remember, deep in the earth, untouched by air. So when you tap them at the source. So
All
those
right.
are all good. Yep.
It's hard, and I was finding like.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still crystal geyser. I mean, it's Bill. There's got to be anointed water, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be anointed, because it's just knocking down these devils like.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's the truth.
I'm scared that's gonna be a problem.
There is a list of the good waters in the chat box.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
They're
good,
all right
good.
there.
All right, all the good ones. So we got the good ones, so you can try for,
I'm
just.
gonna get rid of that refresh now. I'm gonna get rid of it in the.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it praying, y'all. Keep praying for
I know
your
that.
water. Let me
I
tell
know
you.
that's right. I know that's
All
right.
right. All right. So we got Zoe on the line. Zoe.
Yes, I have two questions. One of them, have you heard of a TUDCA, TUDCA? And also the second one is, have you heard of myovision? And that's a way that chiropractors use a certain tool in their hand to
Dr. Lenny.
Oh, well, you got Dr. Lenny right here on the house.
Answer that.
I just saw Dr. Lenny just popped up.
Yep. Dr. Lenny?
Yeah, Doc.
Yes, sir.
All right. You know what she's talking about?
I personally do not use myovision. It's a thermal EMG, basically senses heat differential in the paraspinal musculature. There are good things about it. I'm not something that I use, and here's some mixed. Some people swear by it, other folks. So my son's got a little too much sugar in him, Doc. It was his birthday.
Oh, hey, well, let him enjoy it, Doc. Let him enjoy it, Doc.
It's a way to look for differentials and imbalances in the spine, and some technology that they use to do that.
Okay. All right. So what would you, did you say something that you recommend instead? What would you recommend instead?
Not necessarily. I don't personally use it, so I don't want to say good or bad.
I got you. Yeah. Okay. Got you. All right. Thank you, Doc. It's good to hear from you, man. Let's give Dr. Lenny a hand.
Yeah,
He's hanging in there.
I saw her sneak
He
in.
got a birthday. What's your son's name, Doc? Let's give him a shout out.
My son's Mason. Thank you.
Mason. Happy birthday,
Mason.
Enjoy yourself, Mason.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, happy birthday.
All right. All right. The other one, I think you said was the what was it, TUDCA?
Yeah,
I think that was it. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I want to get back on the myovision right quick. Well, I heard, some testimonies as far as getting rid of anxiousness, depression, even cholesterol problems, blood pressure problems, all that. Because it works really with your, like the doctor was saying, your spine, of course, like the T1, T2, or the C1, C2, all of that. And stuff. So it's supposed to be pretty good. So
okay, all right.
So yeah, I was looking up TUDCA, and also if you can talk about bowel salts, if that's good.
Well, that's what TUDCA is. It's sort of like in that same thing. TUDCA is actually sort of like a bowel salts, and it's for liver. It's helping you to deal with bowel digestions, keeping the liver support going. And that's what, remember, when they're doing things like TUDCA, that is actually separating, isolating, dividing. Got it? So that's why I tend to not go to supplements. Remember, I tell y'all about supplements.
Yeah.
Supplements isolate, separate, and divide. And when you do that, you tear it down. Why just not go to the very source where this came from, which is want to be those herbs. The herbs are the meat of the earth. The trees are for the healing of the nations. It's already there.
Yes.
And it's going to be in balance. See, TUDCA can actually, it's, when you break it down, it's taking certain things that are synthesized, or we're going to take just that piece out of it. I believe it's actually part of taurine, that's what's used for mind. So certain things you can take out of it, but really what's missing is the complete package. Got it? So that's why I would say always we lean towards the plant, because it works, because the plant is thriving. It's alive. Got it? So we are like plants. So if the plant got it, then we get it. That we eat the plant, you got it.
There you go.
So that's why make it simple. Make it simple. Don't make it too hard. We can get oversold on a lot of things, y'all. We can get a lot of soul. You can't be God at his game. It's growing out the ground. That's it. You can't be God at his game. It's that easy. It's too easy. But again, we got to get back to consistency. We got to know that You know, you don't have to do a whole lot of stuff because your key is already inside of you. The key is the key to the puzzle. You just have to turn the key. It's already inside. The blueprint is already inside you.
Yes,
you
yes,
just
yes.
need the main thing, which is
So
the
true.
nutrients, so it actually does what it does. So don't make it complicated. It ain't that hard. Did you know that you got 13.5 billion years of information in your mitochondria DNA? 13.5 billion years.
That just
That's
gave
how
me a
fast
headache.
it is.
That just gave me a headache.
That's right. So we can trace
Yeah,
that
buddy.
in everybody's cell. Everybody's cell, you can trace it back to 13.5 billion years. So that means the body knows how to do this thing. But we got to give it a shot, okay? All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Sydney.
Sydney.
And after that, we have
And then
Laverne.
we got Laverne. Laverne,
Yep.
you're pulling up the anchor today. So Sydney, go ahead, Cindy.
Hey, Doctor. Well, really, it's Debbie, and you saw me. I'm on Sydney's.
I see his iPad. She creeping around. See that way. That's all right. Sorry, we still love you, Sydney. Why you hiding?
But it's really Debbie, and you saw me. I guess maybe about a month or so ago.
Okay.
You told me to get some dandelion root, which I did get, and golden seal, and you told me how to do the golden seal. But should I use the capsules or should I use the drops? Does it make
I
a
would
difference?
recommend capsules, yeah, because the drops tend to be fermented. You know, it's a little. Sometimes, I mean, you can find golden seal without alcohol. They'll have grain alcohol. If you can find that, that's okay. But you try not to get fermentation in there. You know, so that's the alcohol, grain alcohol.
Okay.
But if you can find it in the liquid form, if you can find it only if it's non-alcohol. If not, go to the capsule version of the root. Yep.
Okay. And my other question is, when you told me about my lymphatic system also to get it up. So I'm doing that also. In the process, though, I have to make an appointment to get a mammogram. Again, that's radiation. So is there anything that I need to take other than?
No, you're doing everything we sat down and talked about. You just got to give yourself time to now apply the principle. See, once we doing that, remember, I would tell everyone to give your body a chance to recover. You know, we don't give our body proper amount of everything it needs, including rest. Because rest is a lot about that. Rest has a lot to do with that. You know, you may be taking all the good herbs, you're drinking your water, you're doing all that, but guess what? You staying up all night. You watching the TV. The TV watching you. You know.
I know that's right.
Go to bed.
Okay, it's time to go.
All right, she's like, I should have said
Well,
go.
take care of that.
I said go to bed. She said, okay, go.
Man.
By the way, it is 9 o'clock.
Dr. Paul.
Yes.
Okay,
My question was overlooked in the chat. I put it in there in the beginning. I was asking about the flounder. Like, is that okay to eat? Or
No flounder. Flounder has fins with no scales, so they're bottom feeders. That's why they're down there with the crabs. You know the flounder. Did y'all know a flounder starts off like that? Y'all seen the flounder, right? Y'all know the flounder, right? You know the flounder. He starts off like this, like a regular fish. One eye on this side, one eye on the other side. But as it matures, the one eye starts to go to the other side.
Yes.
And, yep. And then he goes down, and then he sits on the bottom.
Yep.
Could you imagine when they're flounder, they sitting up there, they swimming together. It's like, hey, what's up, Joe? Hey, man, what's going on, man? Hey, man, your eye is moving, man. Your one eye is going on the other side. Yeah, I thought things were getting a little dizzy. Wait a minute, I'm going down, man. And then they go all the way to the bottom, and they sit there all day. That's why the mouth looks this way, and then the two eyes are on top. Strange looking fish, isn't it? You ever see a flounder?
Wow.
Strange looking fish, yeah. That's part of the sole, the domat, the fluke. All those are in the same family. Yep. But they're all scavengers. They're on the bottom. They're fighting with the crabs. Yeah.
Eyes on top of his head.
Yeah.
No, that's
camouflage on the top and white on the bottom. So that means you got to skin him. You got to skin him. You can't scrape them like regular fins, So fins and scales you should freely eat. They're upper swimmers. Upper swim. Got it?
Fins and scales.
Fins and scales. Yep.
Okay.
All right. And Laverne,
yes,
you got you last one.
Yes, all right, thank you. I want to backtrack just a little bit. You said to eliminate wine. I know you're not supposed to have any alcoholic beverages if you're on medication or if you're on any kind of serious surgeries or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But being that Jesus made wine, why is it not?
Jesus on
me.
Went
to Jesus.
He went to Jesus on me.
He made wine from the water out of wine. No,
yes, that is correct. I'm not saying it's not good. See, that's not, now don't get this into religious dogma, okay?
Yeah.
This is not religious dogma, because you're going to hear me tell you that wine is very medicinal. It has things called resveratrol, which is actually good for cleaning up your blood. It's an antioxidant.
Yeah.
So it's very good. As a matter of fact, they even called Jesus a wine bibber. You remember that? Do y'all remember? If anybody know the word, they used to call him wine bibber. They said he used to drink a lot of wine. So that's okay. My point is now, what you're drinking is not the same Jesus wine.
Amen. I know that's right. Wow.
That's what I'm talking
Processed.
about. You got all this stuff that's in there right now. There is a lot of stuff that's in this wine that's, GMO, where they're getting the grapes from. They don't have seeds anymore. I mean, there's so much to talk about.
Yes.
So you just got to be careful. Go to the website, nongmoproject.org. They have a list of wines that you can go through.
All right.
But remember now, wait a minute. One last thing, Vern. One last thing. Remember now, it may not be good for you if you're facing those challenges that we've been talking about tonight. So you got to lay off of it for a little bit and understand that white wine makes you a little bit more acidic. If it throws your pH balance off, it's not good for you right now. So be careful, okay?
Well, thank you.
All right, Laverne.
One more. If you mentioned heavy meat, does that include white meat like turkey or chicken?
No, just meat in general. There are no alkaline meats. So if you go to the website and you pull down on my website the alkaline acid food chart, you'll see where it'll show you that all meats are on the acidic side. That's because your body has to create the enzyme to break that meat down. That's either the liver, the pancreas have to break it down. So I got to use energy to get energy. So that's why I'm saying that all meats, it's just heavier with the beef. Beef is the worst because it sits in the system sometimes 48 hours before it actually comes out. So it's really do a job on you. So be careful. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, Laverne. You didn't went to Jesus on me. All right. You didn't went to Jesus on me.
Oh Lord, let us pray, y'all.
Oh, it's something else. I love y'all so much. Wait a minute, man. She started on real smooth. She says, now there's wine and then there's Jesus.
Let us pray.
Let us pray. All right, it's time to wrap it up.
Okay.
And Big B, can you just sign us off, man, and tell us what's going on, how they can support us continuing this effort with the family tree.
Okay, the very first thing I want to remind you guys that in order to get a copy of tonight's chat, send an email to meccavideo@gmail.com. Okay, that's meccavideo@gmail.com. Now, to continue to support the family tree, use Dr. Paul's Cash App. That's $ Dr. Paul Hop, $ Dr. Paul Hop. Or if you use Zelle, you want to go and use that's Dr. Paul at he just shut me off. Let me find it again. Okay, he shut me off, Morgan. Okay.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right.
All right, you got me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it here somewhere. Here's
yes.
Okay, no. Here we go. Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all. Dr. Paul at drpaulherbs.com using Zelle. Okay. Now, you can also use the post office box, which is 191. Send it to Bill Morgan at Post Office Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey 08062. That's to make sure that all the family has access to all of this information. So continue to support the program so that we can make sure everybody gets what they need to survive. All right, guys. God bless you.
Family, that's a wrap. And we're going to wrap it up. I want to say, give yourselves a hand. Did you learn anything?
Yes,
Put your hands together.
That's what's up.
All right. And remember, I only charge you one thing, and that one thing is with the truth. Go tell somebody. And if you want to make sure that you get this copy, go to Mecca, go to Big B, and they'll give you a transcript of everything that we talked about tonight, and hopefully you can share this with somebody. Yourself or say somebody that you don't even know yet. Might be a great way of helping someone out. All right? God bless y'all, family. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And, remember, we always say, what's the number one thing we say? Be encouraged, because remember, if you're breathing, you got a shot. All right, let's dance it out, y'all. Tap, 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 tap. All right, tap it out, tap it out, tap it out. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Come on down, come on down. Good, good. All right, and then Prophetess, I thought you were gone. She's back there. Family, let's give Prophetess a hand. I thought she snuck out. I thought she was gone.
That's what's up.
Thank you, Prophetess, for keeping us in the chat and in the know. Prophetess, tell them, did you get the information for tomorrow night? We'll be with the Eagles Nest.
It's in the chat.
Family Christian Network tomorrow evening, same time, around 7:30, right?
Yes,
7:30.
7:30. It's in the chat?
Yes, sir. It's in the chat.
Oh, this is my favorite song right here.
No passcode needed. There's no passcode needed. And for those
no passcode needed.
For who need to dial in, the number is 312-626-6799.
All right.
626-6799.
All right, we'll see you all tomorrow. If you didn't get your questions tonight, we'll try again tomorrow. All right, love y'all. Keep your peace up, man. Keep your energy up. Keep on tapping. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down.
Hey.
Big B, I see you over there. I see you. Tap, tap, tap. Come on around. Come on down. Come on down. Right under the collarbone. Right there. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. That's K27 right there. That's your kidneys right there. Good. I don't hear nobody breathing. All right, come right here, right behind the sternum right there. That's good. That's for those that have cancer. That's the test right there. Help release those good cells. Right, good. All right, left to right. What's on the left side? What's on the left side? What? No fat, no fat. What's the left side?
All the fat's gone. All the fat's gone.
On the right side. What's on that right side, Marcy? Hey, Indy. Here go Indy. You see Indy? You see his tail going up in there. You see his tail. All right, on the right side. Come on, tap under the arm. Get that lymphatic system moved. Tap, 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 and breathe. To the other arm. Tap, 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 tap. Breathe. Good, good. All right. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out.
All right.
Breathe in. Breathe out. Y'all with me? Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. And we got to give an energy bath, right? Last thing. Just in case somebody didn't take a bath today. All right. We're going to get one.
Hallelujah.
Get one down. Rub them together, rub them together, rub them together.
Yes.
Good. Breathe. Don't stop breathing. Trust me on that one. Breathe. 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 And take it and rub it on down. Rub it on down. Don't touch yourself. Don't touch yourself. That energy. Feel that energy? Woo. Good. There you go. Man, one more time, Russ. All right, Robin. Robin, my dog is up.
Hey, listen, while you're rubbing,
he always knows when to come down here.
Yeah.
End of the show, he just comes down here at the end of the show. Rub it on down. Rub it on down. Rub it on down.
Someone asked about
He just know when the show's over, I get a bone. That's what it is. I know the show's over, I get a bone.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Clap, 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 clap. And breathe. Clap, breathe. Clap, breathe. Clap. And rub. And stop. Feel it? Rub the top one. You feel the bottom one? You feel that little ball going around in your head?
Yeah.
All right, take all that good energy with good thoughts, good vibrations, good intentions, rub it all over you. God bless y'all. May God keep y'all. And Big B, thank Big B over there. Big B.
Yes, sir.
This is the mixes of Doug Gomez. Doug Gomez. Yep.
Doug Gomez.
Thank you.
And by the way, someone asked about solar. And I've had solar for the last 5 to 6 years. If you want to know, I'll give you the reference of the guys that I use. You can talk to them. How about that?
Okay. Come here, Andy. Can they see your head? Can they see your head? There he is.
Yeah.
He says bone time.
That's right.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to the family.
Yeah.
Come on, let's dance with Margaret. They're going to Margaret over there. Margaret. Wait a minute, Margaret Rose.
Hey, Dr. Paul, Margaret was doing one of the other days.
All right, I see you over there, Frank.
Yeah.
Hilla B, she in the chair, Big B. She getting it down, boy.
Okay.
Rita over there. Tamara, Marcy. I see y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Carol G. Got Joyce.
Get it, Beck, Frank, Frida. Keep it kicking.
All right.
Hey.
All right.
All right.
All right, we're going to do a countdown, all right?
Okay. Roll.
All right. 10, 9,
Yeah.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good night, everybody.
God bless.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Sleep tight.
I love this song. Oh, you got a dog? What's that, a cat?
Yeah, he's bothering me. You know it's time.
You're going to have to count again.
All right. They gonna make me count again. All right. Good night. Good night. Good night.